Welcome to Chaotic Harmony. My name is John.
This is Crystal.
I'm Marc.
We talk about the joys and the challenges of teaching music in the elementary school classroom. We share inspiration, we share struggles, we brainstorm solutions. We would love to have you join us.
And welcome to a new episode of Chaotic Harmony. It's good to see you too.
It's good to see you too.
We are recording. We're safe. We're good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we're here after a little bit of kind of a, I don't want to say a break because it necessarily hasn't been a break by any means.
When's the last break we've actually had?
It was a podcast pause.
It was a pause. Yeah.
Yeah.
We were focusing on our classrooms, on our families, on our mental health.
Frantically keeping our heads above the water.
Absolutely. But I think we're in a position now where we slow down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
We can do this.
Yeah.
We can do the things. And it's good to see you too.
Likewise.
It's good to see you too.
Yeah. So we're just going to kind of check in with each other because it has been a bit of a podcast pause.
Uh-huh.
And the thing I want to start with is think about your last, let's say, 3 months.
Okay.
Or because we're in April now, so at the start of the year. What is something that has gone really well for you? We'll start there.
When we say 3 months, do we mean actual 3 months or what is perceived as 3 months? Because
Actual 3 months. Because I don't want to talk about last week, because that was 3 months in and of itself. The physical date from 1/1/2021 to today. What is something that you felt has done, like you're really proud of?
Just like personally or professionally?
Yes.
Or, okay, all of it. All right.
All of the things.
What's going
letter
well?
E, all of the above.
All of the above, always. Yeah.
You know, I'm really proud of the workshops that I've gotten to be a part of presenting this year. The last couple of months have been really fun. I got to publish a lesson plan on teaching with ORF with the ASEM crowd back in February, and we got some really lovely feedback on it, and it just gave me life. And then I got to present a workshop with Lori Casimiro for CASMEC, the California All-State Music Education Conference, and it was really great. We talked about how to scaffold our instruction so that every Montefiore special ed student could be playing our classroom instruments because they deserve to.
Love that.
And it was awesome, and it was well attended, and I had some SDSU students reach out to me afterwards. Nice. And I had a really great conversation with them. So that just gives me hope that our community is still happening.
No, definitely.
And there's still a lot of enthusiasm for what we do. There's a lot of fresh energy. Yeah. So that felt good.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
John?
There's a lot of routes. I think the two bits for me, one is kind of similar to what you were saying, Crystal. I haven't been as part of as many workshops per se, but I feel like this whole past year, but specifically these past 3 months, have kind of becoming more and more comfortable in the shoes that I'm in, despite the fact that the world underneath the shoes is a hot mess.
That's a good way to put it.
I mean, that's part of the reason, partially, because while everyone's been pivoting, like these are tools that I once used before, like the whole video editing, video creating, and like all that stuff. Like I have some familiarity, so like I could actually be confident while everyone else is working on confidence as well. And it's also made me realize, you guys know about the Dunning-Kruger curve?
No.
Of course. No idea.
So it's a fascinating situation. So I'll go a little backstory behind it. But the Dunning-Kruger curve is two scientists who decided to study the idea of confidence versus time experienced in a situation. And where it came from was there's this guy, I forget his name, he decided to rob a bank or rob a store. And he even looked at the security camera, he smiled at it. And just robbed and went to another place to rob. It's
a baller move.
He went to another store and then
Chaotic
also...
does not endorse robbing.
No, we do not. Well, actually, there's the story will entail that it doesn't work out. Because after robbing a second store, the police do come. And he says, wait, I put the juice on. And the idea he was saying was that he rubbed lemon juice on his face. He thought that would distort his face in cameras. And so the idea behind the Dunning-Kruger effect is that curve. You start out with zero confidence and zero experience, and when you have just a little bit of understanding, you think you're the hot cheese. And then once you realize you're not, you get just get sunk down so far and deep and quickly, and eventually you slowly go to where it grows into a state of confidence.
I relate to this hard.
Well, I think it's the human condition.
Yeah.
And so, like, as a teacher, I feel like I've been stuck in this low end bar for a long time.
Sure.
And I feel like my confidence is slowly growing upwards based off. And one of the biggest things to help recalibrate yourself on confidence is multiple things, but one of them is just exposure to what else is around us. And I feel like I'm surrounded by such strong teachers. You guys, also many of the people that we've talked with on this podcast, and I try to stay with the strong crowd. And so I always think, oh man, I suck. But this past 3 months have allowed me. Yes, and so this past 3 months have allowed me to kind of just situate myself, and also being recognized. Mark and I were recently recognized with the CMEA Southern California Board Award. Yeah. Yes, exactly. And
CMEA.
So CMEA, indeed.
They both got Fortissimo awards,
which is still hard for me to process.
Jonathan was recognized for innovative distance teaching, which, hello.
Probably the only person to receive that ever again.
Yeah. But you have knocked it out of the park this year.
That's
you
accurate.
absolutely deserve it. You've led the way for all of us to figure out how to do virtual ensembles. You put together the virtual district concert for us. It was amazing.
Yeah.
You've done a killer job.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It's the truth. And Mark was the Parapole music elementary specialist.
Yeah.
General,
Yeah, general music educator. Yeah, it was really cool.
So cool.
Yeah, I think I agree with you, John. We've talked about imposter syndrome before.
Yeah.
And
especially this year,
right?
This school year, yeah.
You know, and we're in places that we haven't been before, and we're now in our students' homes via Zoom or Teams or whatever the platform is, and so it can be a little intimidating. Like, I've had parents sit right next to the student as I'm teaching my lesson, and like you're just like, you're self-conscious. And I think part of that is because we don't necessarily have a definition of this is good teaching. Like, we know good teaching, but what we might think is good teaching, someone might not think is good teaching. And especially in our realm, where we are teaching through play, and we are teaching through, non necessarily traditional, well, here's our PowerPoint, we need to do this activity, all right, and like, it's goofy and it's silly and it's all these things. And so yeah, it's just been, I don't remember where I lost my train of thought with that, but going back to imposter syndrome, but it's being around high quality educators who care about their craft and care about their kids, and having this confidence of like, you know what, I have an idea of what I'm doing. I'm not floundering. I'm actually there's like word. That's a great word. Like,
I would see flounder from The Little Mermaid.
You see flounder?
Yeah, like when people say that, like the yellow and blue fish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Ariel's best friend. Okay, sorry. Continue.
That's fine.
Floundering.
Floundering. Just stall tactics so we can have a longer episode.
There we go. Like, subscribe.
All right, see you next week, everyone. No, but it's just like, I don't know if because of the pandemic, we're like, we know what we're doing.
Yep.
We're intentional with what we're doing. And it's just this, we're getting to this position where it's like, okay, we're rooted and we're established. Cool. How can we continue to that while also continue to innovate?
Yeah.
And continue to push what music education can be. Yeah. Albeit, even if it's just in our district, even if it's just in our classrooms, but these kids deserve it. And we know that because at the heart of why we do this work is for the kids.
Yeah. Because
we know that there's so much more to life, there's so much more to education than just a standardized test. So yeah, that's
Can you
great.
like write that down, quote it, and just like put a plaque? There's more to life than a standardized test.
There is more to life than what you can measure and put on a data sheet of any kind. Yeah.
Well, that's part of the equation.
Yeah.
It's not the entire thing.
No, right.
And we get caught up in those numbers, and we sacrifice short-term gains for long-term.
Yeah, we want those numbers immediately. And we want to brag about them. Yeah.
But it's good to, I don't know how we got here, but
I don't know. I don't either, but this is a good soapbox. I like the
absolutely.
soapbox.
Thanks for listening still. All right. I know for me, I made the decision back, I think in February, to go back to school and to get my admin credential and a master's in educational leadership, and I found out last night that I was accepted to San Diego State. Yeah, and so I'm really excited. I'm a little nervous, but like super excited for this opportunity to learn, to do this, and to continue to, as I've been saying a lot recently, just to do the things. So
do the things.
That's
build
kind of
the
been
things.
Yeah, that's kind of been my excitement these last couple months, is just doing that, and yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah.
Now I want to pivot from the exciting.
Before you do it,
Yeah.
that's not a hard left turn. Don't worry.
That's
pretty early.
It's been a while since we've done this, you guys.
It's true. I know.
There is this quote by this guy named Gary Whitta. He's a writer. He's written. He wrote the films Rogue One, Star Wars Rogue One. He's also did other stuff as well. Book of Eli. Anyways, one of his quotes is, "If you're not busting moves, you're standing still." It's like, what you doing? You busting moves.
Busted moves.
Busted moves.
That's what we offer. Anyway.
Anyways.
Yeah, I like it. It's just this. We'll talk about maybe that in another episode. But I wanna now ask you specifically around our classrooms and what we've done. We have now in our teaching situation, we've transitioned to a hybrid learning. Now we are still distance teaching because we don't have our own rosters, and that was a condition upon our MOU going back, as to any teacher who didn't have a roster would remain in distance learning. Let's see, what's my question? What have you learned about yourself as a teacher through having to teach distance learning? And what is something that you're happy to say, I don't want to, like, I can leave this behind once we go back to a classroom? Is that fair?
That's
It is fair. So many things.
I need to think about that one.
Yeah.
Once again, can you say again?
Yeah. So the question is, what's something that, like, from distance teaching that you're going to put in your tool belt and you're going to use moving forward? And what is something that you're happy to say goodbye once we're able to go back into a classroom, ideally next year or next school year?
Yeah.
And you can just be like, that was a hard year. I'm a better person because of it, but I don't have to revisit that.
I think to the second question, dealing with people turning on their cameras.
Amen to that.
I think we could put that behind us.
Yeah.
I hope. But there's a lot of technological aspects that I really have enjoyed. There's been a lot of issues, and that's not what this episode's about. But there's some really cool tools that Teams does offer. Our district uses Teams as our hub, essentially, and I would love to see if I can utilize that to some extent. Like, some of the stuff, I've mentioned this a couple times already, like the whole, like, I've done a Foley arts project with my 5th graders, and the way that I could disseminate information would be extremely helpful via Teams. That's where there's a centralized hub where kids can go to if I need to update stuff, etc. Or if a student needs to contact me, emails are daunting to kids. Like, it's hard. Like, even when we were kids, like, writing an email out, it's just like there's a lot of factors to it. Via Teams, it's, especially since they've used this medium several times, it's more intuitive, so I can then assign ideas through that. Or if they need to contact me, they can contact me through Teams. So I really do like the things that we've picked up through Teams, and I'll take only the good stuff, and hopefully I can implement them next year. Also, to add on to that, this Foley arts project, you can now check that box off your bingo card. But I've been wanting to do this for a long time, and now I'm forced to do it because we have the means to do it, and also because I want to try things out like that. So I'm wondering, how can I incorporate, as much as, like, I love the organic elements of dance and movement and singing without having kids turn on their microphones and latency issues, etc. I do also like the technological elements of music, and how can I incorporate that into my music classroom? How can I balance that in my only 45 minutes per week with them? So that's a question that I'll be asking myself along the way, but that's definitely something I want to utilize when I go back into the analog classroom.
Physical space.
Yes.
The analog classroom.
Yeah.
I like that. I think that it has been such a learning experience to teach kids with their parents and their family members sitting right next to them. It's been so illuminating who I need to partner with to educate more about what we do in class. Just so something that we've decided to do, we don't give grades in our district in music or in any of the arts. And so instead of that, our principal asked us at our school to put together a newsletter for each grade level that was basically like, what were the lessons and what did the kids do? And that proved really helpful. And then something else that we're doing is we're keeping student work and we're inserting it into the announcements, since that's all digital right now. So it's really easy for me to take their projects that they were working on in Quaver or whatever, or our Easy Virtual Choir videos, and put them as the background to their visual art. And then we just do that. We have a couple slides of like, these are the objectives. So that's been really helpful. That's been a great advocacy piece. So just, and then being able to talk to parents, kind of the same what you were saying with the messages on Teams. The parents have easy access to us too, for better or for worse. And I find that checking in on the kids with quick messages has been really helpful. If I see somebody that looks down or doesn't have their camera on or just isn't participating, I can send them a message really quickly, and that's a good relationship builder, especially for the kids that are super shy, because talking to teachers is intimidating in person.
Definitely.
Yeah, so I've enjoyed that, and I do hope to keep that. And just kind of like draw out the quiet kids. I think something else that I've really learned this year is I need to slow down. I always feel like I have so much that I want to cram into these guys, and I've got an hour to do it, and I'm a high energy person, and I want to make sure that they really get it and that they feel like they are fully a part of the team. And so since I can't drag instruments in front of everybody, and I don't have that constant energy spinning all around me in person, I have to slow down and check on everybody and make sure that they get it, and find a lot of creative ways to do that. So that's been really helpful. And I've also learned that I was already learning this lesson, but it's been reinforced in a big way this year. It's okay to repeat stuff. You don't have to have a new lesson every time.
It's true.
Yeah, they like it. I mean, how many times did I watch the Brandy and Whitney Houston Cinderella growing up? Like, kids like watching the same thing over and over again, you know?
If they like it, they like it.
That's right. Yeah, and it feels good. It feels familiar. You know where you're going. So I can't wait to see them in person. I really can't. It's going to feel so good. So leaving behind the digital classroom space.
Oh, man.
Bye.
So right now I teach at my school site just because teaching in my house is just kind of difficult. So the thing is, my school site, we have the YMCA kids there. And so every now and then I see them, I interact with them. It's like, I miss this so much. I miss so much. Something you mentioned, though, Crystal, definitely something I've been thinking about the past 2 weeks a lot, is that for the advocacy piece, beyond, even though the parent being next to them is an advocacy piece in and of itself. We've been, with our hashtag CVESD art, so we've been pushing out different stuff that we've been working on in the classroom. And the things that I've been doing this year, since it's all digital, it's easy for me to record it or take it from the computer and put it out there. And I've interacted with a lot of professionals, which has been blowing my mind. For example, once again, the Foley Artist Project. I've been showing these videos. You guys are
proud of that one.
I mean, it's not so much that I am proud of it.
You should be. It's cool.
I am proud of it, but also it's just something that we've been working on this whole year, and so it's big. But this past quarter, I decided to show as a warm-up. I've been showing these videos by this guy named Josh Harmon. Are you aware of who Josh Harmon is?
It sounds very familiar. I need a reminder.
I know I'm talking with you, Mark, so it's fresh in your brains. But he's this guy that he has... he's on TikTok and also Instagram, and he plays drums. Initially, he was playing drums to people's speech, and so he's creating beats off of that. But then he started doing more related to Foley. He took a clip from Toy Story 2, and then he's messing around with his drums, and so that when Woody's being propped up by this little
Crankadoo.
Crankadoo, thank you. He's messing around with the symbol to make that. It is a crankadoo, and officially, but still. Anywho, and so it's like, oh, this is cool. I'm gonna show my kids this, and so I took a screenshot and just put it on Twitter. Josh Harmon then contacted me.
That's so rad.
I was like, whoa, what? Who am I? Once again, but like,
You're John.
That's right.
Thank you. I wasn't sure for a second. But yeah, and so like me posting that on Twitter, posting on Instagram, the things that my kids are working on, it just showcases the importance of advocacy, and like we have these technological tools that make it easier. I encourage you guys, whoever's on the other end of this, to really think about when you go back into analog teaching, if you aren't yet already, how can we incorporate, or how can we record our students in different ways to advocate for music education.
Yeah. Just unveiling what we do on a day-to-day is really important. And I also want to throw this out there. I'm all about it, 100%. Everything you say, yes. I have not had the energy for it this year. I have definitely pulled back from social media because I don't have it in me right now. I will again. Probably after my own children are in school again.
Yes.
I am out, so do what you can do. But that's amazing, John. That's really cool that he reached back. And that's the best way to make professional connections. And just, I've made connections all over the world because I put like videos of my kids playing xylophones on Twitter. I was never on Twitter before.
Neither was I. Thank you, Lauren Shelton.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's great. And also, it goes to show the different life phases that teachers are in. Where John, you don't have kids yet.
That's true.
You have 2 kids who are very active and who are both brilliant and who just require stimulation. I have a 2-year-old. And so again, it seems to be the way of chaotic harmony. John's on one side, Crystal's the other. I'm kind of in the middle, where I can put a little effort towards some of these things, but then I also because Gemma still takes naps, and I still have we can still work around it. But I'm not full gung-ho, and I just don't have the energy yet. But then also I'm able to give a little bit more than I think maybe I should at this point. But anywho,
Should's a hard question.
Yeah. Let's not should ourselves here.
Don't should yourself, man.
New hashtag, don't should yourself.
Should.
T-shirts are coming in 2 months.
Well, you can
I actually want a mug.
Store.
There we go.
Yeah. Anyway.
Pivot.
I think that all of those things are great. I know for me, I'm excited to get back in the classroom and then do our weekly news with kids, because I think that's always been something long term that I've wanted to do. But I also think the way that we've done it is, so for those who maybe don't know or are just tuning in or whatever, at the beginning of the year, I started a weekly news show. So every Monday we have our announcements. We have a spirit day every Friday, and the intention was to help build community. Our art teacher puts together one of 2 things. She'll put together an art project for the kids that we kind of unveil on the weekly news, or we do this thing, it's called VTS, Visual Thinking Strategies, where she has an image, we ask 3 questions, and then kids can dialogue about it. And then we just have a kind of a welcome and close. And when we first began, it was just the art teacher and I doing this. But as the year has gone on, more staff has been wanting to get involved. And it's just been really cool to see their desire to be a part of it.
That's cool.
And then the thing that I love about that is now our community gets to see them. And so we have a school, and typically... I shouldn't say typically, but in a school there is the temptation to have your class and have your parents, and that's the only people you interact with, and you don't interact with the other classes' parents, or you don't interact with the other classes' kids. And so now everyone gets to see, oh well, this is one of our 4th grade teachers, oh this is our speech pathologist teacher, or whoever it is, and then it's just in different roles. And so that's been cool. But ultimately we want kids to be doing this stuff, and so we'll be able to do that once we're in analog school, and be able to figure out how we can do that. And I'm excited for that, to take that away and to take that back for the school year. And then also I've been in touch with more parents this year than I ever have, and it's a good thing. It's just I'll send a message on Class Dojo, be like, hey, I just want to check in, see how hope you're doing well, just want to let you know your student is doing well in music, or yada yada yada. And they're thankful for it, and they're happy to receive that message. And those are things that I had failed to do prior to this, because I used to think, well, I don't have time, I have this, and I was a little intimidated, and now it's just like, well, I have to do these things now, you know. So those are things that I'm excited to continue moving forward. I have to agree with the camera thing. Like you said, John, I am ready to say goodbye. I'm ready to, if a kid doesn't want to participate, at least they're sitting in my classroom and I can see them not wanting to participate, and we can try to engage in a different way.
Right.
Do note, I did say cameras. Turning off mics is kind of nice.
Yeah.
Did I say mics?
No,
Okay.
No. I just want to say
Sure.
to the world out there.
Yeah. The mute button is a powerful thing. It's a
powerful thing.
It is a powerful thing.
I normally give my kids a warning. I'm like, hey, we have some friends who don't have their mics muted. I'm going to help them in 5 seconds. So go ahead and double check your mic. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you all for muting your mics. And most of the time, kids will be aware.
It's a good approach.
Yeah,
That's a
so
good
it's not
approach.
way of just me.
Good tip.
You're muted. But yeah,
Oh, I just call parents in the middle of it and say, hey, Jason is...
your child needs to mute.
It's really weird
Or-
also when they're on speakerphone. I hear my
Or,
voice on the other end.
hey, can you watch your language in the background of your child?
Yeah, if that happened once. And I
That
was like,
happened once.
Well, that's happened more than once.
those I don't ask. I just mute.
Yeah.
Like if I can tell that they're just not aware that their mic is
Yeah.
off and they're having a full-on conversation, just gonna mute you.
Yeah.
What you said, though, definitely was something that I did early on in the pandemic. I texted parents, mainly my choir kids' parents, because I have a stronger connection
Sure.
since I work with them more directly. But no, I like that. And I wonder how... my initial apprehension is like, well, they're not in, like, crisis situation as we were back in March of 2020, which was 4 years ago, but like the thing is, like, I still think that follow-up on how are you and your family doing is like a good thing to do. So
And that's the thing I love about our position is we don't have a class, we have a school.
Yeah.
And I know that is daunting because there are bigger schools. I'm at a relatively small school. And so I feel that I'm able to do these things. Because of my situation.
Yep.
And so I understand for other people that's just maybe not a possibility. But also with that is you don't have to do it all at once.
Yeah.
Even throughout the year, if you're like, all right, I'm going to pick this class and I'm going to send a message to these parents, and then next month or 3 weeks later, all right, I'm going to pick this class and do it, and hopefully by the end of the school year you're able to get to every class at least once, you know. And I don't know about you, but for me, there's this thought of like it's everything or it's nothing. Like I don't want that, you know. And like I either do all the things and I'm great at it, or I don't do any of it and that's fine. And I don't allow myself this like take it slow, man. It's okay to be slow on things. And so it's a helpful reminder, just a helpful like, yeah, I can chunk this up, and it's a community, and if I don't get to every single issue every single time, that's okay, because we're a community, and some of these families I'll still get to see for 7 more years or 6 more years or 4 more years or 2 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. You know, and kind of building on that, I don't think I've ever ended a school year with as much evidence of all the stuff I've done as I have this year, because now I have this digital trail. And isn't that kind of cool to look back on and be like, I've made 50 videos since, you know, and it didn't feel like I was making all that many, but holy schmoly, you know?
Definitely.
Yeah, it's cool. And so I think I'll be taking that too. Like I probably said this before because it's one of the things that I say a lot, but I heard once, and I repeat a lot, that you overestimate what you can accomplish in a year, but we underestimate what we can accomplish in 5. And that's definitely true in my life, you know, just looking at the growth curve. So just do what you can do, and it does build up. And that's been a big comfort to me as a parent this year. Just like it feels like I'm constantly not doing enough to keep my own kids learning and on the right track, and like not doing a good enough job at anything. But I see how far they've come, and I'm like, they're going to be okay. You know, everything's going to be okay. We're just taking baby steps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also, like, extending off that, I've mentioned this a lot this past school year, actually this past school year and a half, whenever this pandemic hit, and I really wish to incorporate when we get back this idea of, hey, give yourself more grace. And I've allowed that because, hey, we're all in these houses teaching in means that are different than we're used to.
Yeah.
But in the same sense, when we go back in person, whenever that may be, it's like that doesn't change necessarily. Yes, we're not necessarily going to be in crisis or pandemic mode. Well, actually, we will be in fallout mode. We're going to be where these kids will have, will be still transitioning from their houses only to the music classroom. So there is that element, but like giving yourself more grace is something that I want to incorporate more in my life because we all deserve it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I anticipate the phrase learning loss is going to be very prevalent in vocabularies in the coming months.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not watching the video right now, I'm a very pinched face at the moment.
And I just think that we need to be aware of our language around that. And we need to
definitely
kindly disagree or, you know, however you want to tackle that. If you're not a person who enjoys confrontation, don't. But just like I'm mentally preparing for that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm also thinking of like, okay, well, how can I then reposition that? Like, okay, they may have had this quote unquote learning loss, but what have we learned and what skills do they have now? And what can we do, you know, differently or whatever that looks like. I don't have a great articulation of what I'm going to say to that phrase, but that's what I anticipate coming is learning loss.
And I get where it's coming from because we have lots of studies that show that kids who come from, you know, backgrounds of trauma or don't have the backup at home for education and they don't go to preschool, you know, they never really catch up. That's what we've seen. And so there's all of this fear that, okay, now we have an entire generation that went through this and they're all behind. Are they ever going to catch up? And on the other side, and so I get that, you know, like my kids are going to be fine, but I don't know about everybody's.
Sure.
And there's going to be a lot to make up. So there's that. And then the other side of it is like, but holy goodness. Yeah. What have we learned? You know, we got through a world crisis together. There's a lot of, you know, opportunity for resilience if it is processed in the right way with the right support, with enough grown-ups in their lives who believe in them and support them.
Well, they also have to feel safe to learn anything.
Yeah.
You know, and so if we go back and we're trying to shove all this information down the throats because we feel that they've lost all this time,
they're
not going to feel safe.
No.
And so they're not going to learn.
Yeah. Also, here's a high pressure test. So prove that you've learned.
Grow.
I feel like how I view all this is like energy is, you know, is 100%, like is a fixed number for everyone. And where do we pivot that? Where do we place that energy? Like it's the same thing with our kids. How much learning are they receiving? And we're, you know, the mentality of like numbers are gonna be low, catching up, etc. But like there are also other things that the energy has been placed that we're not focusing on, and those metrics shouldn't be dismissed either.
Where do you see that?
Oh, well, first off, like, sure, social issues, ability to socialize is something that's definitely been stifled, 100%. Students being able to use technology. This has been huge.
Yeah.
First graders using technology the way I was not introduced this way. And also there's a lot of factors. And so I think there are these pockets that we should look for where the energy has been placed, and then instead of trying to focus only on just academics, how can we focus on these fringe topics to then slowly build these numbers up for the academics? I know I've said a lot of like abstract ideas, but something there.
There is something there. 100%.
Sorry, we won't solve all the problems in this episode, but next week we'll have it figured out.
Yeah.
Well, this feels good though.
Yeah. It's good to see you. It's good to talk with you.
Yeah, but it's also greater to talk with more people. I don't know. We've grown this community out for the past 2 years, and it's been really cool to see how it's grown. It's also taken an ebb as well as we've kind of cloistered, which is totally understandable. It's been a pandemic year, but like as we slowly start connect with more, we'd love for you to connect with us. So if you have any questions or comments or concerns or facts or whatever you want to give it to us, you can email us at chaoticharmonyclassroom@gmail.com. Also, it's really helpful for the optics if you could leave us a review on iTunes or whatever podcasting app you may wish to use. I think Spotify has also a review section as well, but if you do, that would be great. So this one is by Coach Dad SP. Gave us 5 stars. Thank you.
Thanks, Coach Dad SP.
Coach Dad, you're the best. He says, he's Chaotic Harmony has quickly become my favorite music ed podcast. ... I feel like I am part of the conversation between friends. I am always talking back to the 4 of them while I listen. I make so many things seem to hit all the right notes for me at the right time to hear them. I appreciate all that all of you I appreciate that all of you share and do for this podcast. You are awesome. No, you're awesome, dude.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's very kind.
So if you want to send us a review, please do send us a review. If you have questions, you can send us to chaoticharmonyclassroom@gmail.com. If you're watching us on YouTube, thank you. But don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps grow this community out so much more. Thanks, guys.
All right, we're back with a Spiccato after a break.
I want to take a quick break and thank my husband Bryan, who's been working behind the scenes producing these episodes every week on all of the platforms and on time. But you need to know that he is first a financial planner for Mission Trails Financial. Mission Trails Financial is a partner that seeks to guide clients in the journey to financial success. They believe that people need a financial advisor that aims to provide strategies for success. Mission Trails Financial helps people navigate investments, tax planning, and insurance. Imagine working with an advisor who isn't tied to specific brands. Mission Trails Financial has a fiduciary responsibility to act in the best interests of their clients by providing independent, objective advice. Their mission is to help clients accomplish their financial goals. As Joe Vitale once said, a goal should scare you a little and excite you a lot. Do yourself a favor and set up a time to chat with Mission Trails Financial. Visit www.missiontrailsfinancial.com or call 619-419-0238 to schedule a call. You'll be glad you did. We believe that leaning on professionals is how we get ahead. Check out the program notes for more information.
There's only one thing we can do for a Spiccato today. Today's Spiccato
Yes.
is a rubber chicken.
It's a classic gag.
What would you do
Well,
with a rubber chicken in music class?
I don't think that's how the song goes.
I think that's exactly how this.
But then again, we're not being paid by that group. So
Would you like to hold my rubber chicken?
phrasing.
Would you like to squeeze it?
So, what would you do with a rubber chicken? I've seen some interesting stuff that I would not do, but it's like I've seen that people, place recorders in the mouth of chicken, play music with it.
It doesn't really work, but it looks funny.
It looks funny,
Yeah.
and you know what?
I have tried that.
You build an ostinato with it. You have to. Absolutely, you have to. An ostinato
Absolutely.
for a word chain, because I haven't been able to do my word chains about a farm.
I would only allow 2 students with a rubber chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Limit that.
I mean it gets loud.
Yeah,
does.
But I mean, if you're going rubber chicken, go rubber chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have a fleet of rubber chickens. That'd be terrible, but it would also be amazing.
You know that like TikTok filter where it has like, the
don't.
multiple people like all like marching like okay.
I'm not on TikTok.
Oh, you gotta fix that.
I'm not either.
Okay. Well, anyways, I can imagine the fleet if you do that filter on it. It's like see the whole sea of chickens just looking at you. Ostinato, I like that. I think soundscapes would be great, but I would not limit it to only farms. So sing a song.
Also, chicken nuggets.
Chicken nuggets.
Is it appropriate to talk about chicken nuggets with a chicken?
Chicken nugget?
Chicken nugget.
Fortunately, a rubber chicken. So yeah, making some soundscapes would be good. I think just like having A section kids sing, B section you have different kinds of non-pitched percussion, and also the
Rubber
chicken.
chickens.
Yes, I was saying chicken nuggets. That's a different spaghetti for a different time. Yeah, but again, I would, even though the easiest thing is for the mind to go, oh, let's do this for a farm song.
Yeah, way to say that, John. Oh, these ribs.
Did you say that?
I said we'll do a farm
Sorry,
thing.
I'm so sorry. My mind is tired. I'm
It's a
sorry.
really good idea.
I think it's a great idea. I think though it'd be cool to have it in like where. Oh. You ready? Are you good? Do you need a moment? Let's try to see what. Give me the chicken. Give me the chicken. Oh my gosh. I don't know. I think having it for other elements. I mean, at CH Classroom, tell us what your thoughts are.
I think it's a really fun attention getter. So like when I always pull it out of nowhere. So like whenever people are like working on a loud group project, I'll give them a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Show me the chicken. Show me the chicken.
It makes them laugh, and then they look at me, so it works.
Okay.
Yeah. That's been the most successful. I also had it as like a award one time. It's like, Damien's being such a good listener. Catch the chicken,
Toss it again.
Toss
Gosh.
the chicken. I know.
Chickens aren't known for their flying, but in this class, they sure are.
Bow to your chicken. Bow to your chicken.
Bow to your chicken. Bow to your chicken.
All right.
Overlords. Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, we don't ask enough, but like we do all these spiccatos, and like these are great ideas. Let us know if you have your own idea. What would you do? Email us, chaoticharmonyclassroom@gmail.com, or you can always message us through Twitter or such at CHClassroom.
Yeah, tag us.
Seriously.
We want to know.
Or actually, record a video and then tag us.
Mm-hmm.
With the chicken filter, the army
Oh,
filter.
that'd be cool too.
Round of the week. This round of the week, I don't have a composer for. It's from our Levels round book, and it's called Follow Me. And when we were reading through it, I think we decided this would make an excellent choir warm-up. So it goes, follow me, follow me, follow me, follow me, follow, 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 follow me.
A lot of thirds there.
Yeah, it's all thirds.
Also be a fun band warm-up.
Oh, it would. That's true. Shall we try?
With our band instruments?
Let me get that out. Here we go. Follow me, follow me, follow me, follow me, follow, 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 follow me. Follow me, follow me, follow me, follow me, follow me, follow, 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 follow me, follow me, follow me, follow me, follow me, follow me, follow, 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 follow me, Marc Keehmer. Don't give up.
Follow.
Don't give up. Never give up.
I give up.
Never surrender. It would be kind of fun to get this going and actually have a follow the leader around the room. Have your choir walking. That'd be cool. I could see that.
Do it, record it at CH Classroom.
There you go. That's right. Thanks for listening, guys.
Awesome. Crystal, where can they follow you?
You can find me at...
follow. Where do they follow you?
Where can you follow me? You can find me my YouTube channel is Crystal Pridmore, and you can find me at crystalpridmore.com.
I am on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, all under Mr. Keehmer.
Awesome. You can follow me. It's gonna be bad, man. You can follow me at Twitter, Instagram, and also YouTube at Mr. Seligman, MrSeligman. Also, as we've mentioned already, you can also follow us at CH Classroom on Twitter, Insta, Facebook. YouTube's a little different. Chaotic Harmony Classroom.
Correct.
Yeah. And also, as always, you can always email us at chaoticharmonyclassroom@gmail.com. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Bye.
The Chaotic Harmony podcast is a joint project between Crystal Pridmore, Jonathan Seligman, Zoe Kumagai, and Marc Keehmer. You can find us online at chaoticharmonyclassroom.com. You can email us at chaoticharmonyclassroom@gmail and let us know what you think. Give us feedback about what you would like to hear in future episodes. We're on all the socials. Find us on facebook.com/chaoticharmonyclassroom. You can find us on Twitter at CHClassroom, Instagram at Chaotic Harmony Classroom, and you can even find our episodes on YouTube. Chaotic Harmony is the name of our channel. Special thanks to Bryan Pridmore for his help with production and equipment. www.pridmoria.com.
Man, I feel like I was like inside an actual toothpaste tube getting squeezed out last week.
Dude.
And now
Yeah.
I'm not anymore?
That's good.
Because you were squeezed out, you can't go back in.
I guess.
Can't go back in. No,
You can't make me. No, I can't believe we haven't done one yet.
I have the big chungus. I have
Stupid chickens. I love them, but I hate them.